guys, what's up? Welcome to my humble studio and welcome to another video of me showcasing the Amalgam Audio latest release, which is the Matchless Laurel Canyon. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this correctly, where I'm gonna go through the track that you just listened to, and let's see what this amp is capable of. When Carlos sent me this amp, he just said it, oh, it's a deluxe reverbish kind of amp. And like the other videos, I like to, know something about the amp so I can, go and use my references, artists that use that amp or whatever. This being a boutique amp and it's based on a deluxe reverb thing, I thought with myself, hey man, I got like a clean canvas here so I can do whatever I want because it's a deluxe reverb thing. Tons of people have used the deluxe reverb and it's a great pedal platform. It's great for cleans, it's great for crunch, it's great for humbuckers and also single coil. So I said, what the heck, let me come up with a track doing whatever I want. There's no reference at all because it's so broad. For this track, I went for mostly cleans. It's a deluxe reverb thing. And what I like about boutique amps, just like the Laurel Canyon, and another one that I like very much is the Bartel Roseland, is they pay homage to a certain amp, but they don't have to stick with literally that amp on in terms of tone wise, EQ, and etc. So they can go further, do some tweaks and changes to the circuit that is gonna make the amp sound not better or worse, but somewhat different. And especially Matchless, they tend to put in my humble opinion, kind of a signature of their amps that pay homages to classic amps such as the AC30 or the Deluxe Reverb or whatever. So those boutique amps they have really great quality on those aspects because they make things that on the real amp it wasn't so great, but they try to match it to a level that everything works. This is the case here. This is my basic clean tone. Let me open ToneX here, and then I'll explain other stuff that I'm using here. So here's the amp, and I'm using, like I said, edge of breakup capture. I have a Gibson 335 with Lolar pickups. This is a very, very dark guitar, different from my Strat, which is a very, very bright. This is a very, very dark guitar, and it has a lot of low mids, hence the bass being turned down here. And if I'm gonna go through the advanced parameters here, but here's the tone that I came up with. So if I dig in, you notice a crunch thing. But if I play softly, like the riff on the track, I'm plugged in straight into my interface. My input gain here on ToneX is about 7, a little lower than my single coils guitars because humbuckers, and the gain is pushed a little up to 5.8, 6. Let's go to the advanced parameters, which, here it goes. Depth on 5 and presence on 5. So I didn't touch them. Usually I do. I take the depth, wrote off a little bit of the depth because of the bass content of this guitar, but doing so on the bass knob here, bass control on the amp, it satisfied me already. So here you go. I pushed the mids a little bit because of I want the guitar to be in your face, and that's it. Next thing, of course, you already know, I'm not a fan of ToneX reverb, so I always add a reverb from a third-party thing. In this case, I'm using soft tube reverb, TSAR1, I guess. So it's just a small room. Let's turn it off. Turning it on. That's it, just a smidge of reverb just to give us a little ambience. Let's go through some of other captures here, and I'm always fascinated by the way that Carlos does this meticulously fine-tuned captures, because it fits every guitar. So I'm using the bright cab here because I have a dark guitar, so it stands out for my compensates for the darkness of my guitar. What really works for me, pretty often, is using the thin cab. And you lay eyes on this and thin cab. Oh, it must be an anemic sound and etc. But when you go to a crunch with a more distortion thing, this really works for a guitar that has heavy bass content. So here we go. Let's go through the crunch setting thin cab. So there's nothing thin about it. It's just the bass content is rolled off. Let me go back with the bass on 5. Play pretty much everything on 5. Let me go back to mids. So this is perfect for me. This is perfect for this guitar because he thought of everything. Darker guitars with a lot of low end need a thinner cab or a thinner capture with less information on the low end. Let me compare with the fat cab, and then you see it's too much for this guitar, especially on the neck pickup. Let's go. Let's go back to the thing. For a mixed purpose, this is awesome because I don't have to do any post-processing or trying to take things off and try to, waste some time. I just went for the thin cab, which normally people don't because the name is not that compelling, but yeah, it works. If I try to play like a warm cab with this guitar, crunch, warm cab. Thin cab. Warm. I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't work. It does. Every tone is a different tone depending on what you are using. But this categorizing that Carlos does on his captures is awesome because it suits every guitar. It suits a Strat, it suits a 335, it suits a brighter 335, a darker 335, whatever. So for this tone, I went with the Edge bright cab. And let me go back to the controls here. This was on 4. This was on 6. And mid was on 6. There you go. There you have it. That's the tone I use for the track. It's a clean-ish sound. I can play complex chords full of major seconds and clusters, and it's fine. You can hear the complexity of the chord, the strings, string separation, everything is there. And that compression is on the sweet spot. All right. So, okay, next thing I'm adding, of course, my trustworthy tape echoes from SoftTube also to add some delay. This is more like an extension of my reverb. So it doesn't, it's not in your face, okay? So that's my basic tone, and I'm gonna go through another stuff that I use that I showed on a previous video, which is compression. I use the LA Chule for guitars. Oh, you use expensive plugins? No, I don't. I got this for free from Universal Audio. It's free. It was free, at least, a while back. So, and if I play, you will see that it's not doing much. The needle barely moves. Except on those bass notes, okay? Because it's a bass-heavy guitar. I'm not playing too much, I'm not digging in on the bass part of the guitar while playing. With the compressor turned off. You see, there's no coloration on the tone. That's why I choose the LA2A. It's an opto compressor. It doesn't color the tone. It's just for a mix purpose. I'm not a mixing engineer. I just want to the guitar be in your face, so I lift it up a little bit. It's just about volume and presence. Next, on this track, I use another UAD plugin, which is a channel strip. Why? To shape the things that I don't want to be highlighted, or the opposite, for you to listen things that I want to be highlighted. So if I turn it off, on. So what I'm doing here, the compressor is barely touching the threshold. I have a very soft touch. I don't dig in that much on the guitar, but it's barely touching the compressor here. 5K, I'm taking the edge off 5K. I'm lowering down 2 dBs, so the guitar is darker, but not in a general sense on those frequencies that I know it will hurt your ears. So 5K is famous for that. Just take a little bit off the thing. The 1.5K, I'm also taking it off to make it darker. And you understand why I'm using this on the leads, on the lead tone, okay? 500, I'm boosting 2 dBs, and I'm taking the 300 hertz off. I'm taking 2 dBs off the 300 hertz, so that muddiness from this guitar goes away. The difference is it's tiny, but it's there. When I play with the 300 in, you see the compression, kicking in harder because there's more content on that region. So I take it off a little bit. Okay. So let's go to the other guitar here that I used to, be the rhythm guitar. And for that, I used let me just pan it center so you can hear it better. I used Amplitude for that. Amplitude is not the best software to showcase you guys things because you can see the capture here, the names, and it's not that clear, but I chose the same amp, of course, clean balanced cab, all right? Let me close this and let me turn off this. So it's still a crunchy kind of thing because I, kick up the gain and my input, which is 7.4, close enough to the ToneX one. So if I dig in, there is some overdrive. But I'm playing. So there's not that apparent overdrive. What I like about Amplitude, because I can mix and match effects. So I turned on this tremolo here, which is a great tremolo. It's simple, effective, great tone, opto tremolo. Just like, classic Fender amps. And I'm placing it after the amp, kind of in an effects loop. It doesn't make really of a difference on this case with the tremolo, but yeah, it's just a good practice. I got this BPM sync, which has like a quarter, eighth note, and to match some of the guitar tones from my guitar heroes from the 80s, I turned on a chorus effect. So I can on this guitar, I'm not turning on the delay. There's no delay, but there are two reverbs. The room reverb, which is the same as the other guitar, which is the TSAR. Hope I'm getting this right. Reverb. Same thing, same room. And I'm adding another one that I will show you later. So this is the chorus effect. Why I'm using a chorus? I want this guitar to be slightly different from that one, and I'm making it brighter. Chorus makes things brighter. Okay, so that's why I chose this chorus, and I'm adding, for the same purpose, a plate reverb to make the guitar shine a little bit more. I love this chord. On this guitar, I'm also using a LA2 This is compressing a little bit more because of the tremolo effect in the chorus, so the input signal is hitting the compressor harder. But this is a background guitar, so I'm not that worried about changing the tone or whatever. So it's really taming it down because I want the other guitar to shine, not this one. All right, and I'm also from Softtube using the Neve console channel strip here to tame some frequencies, lowering the because I want this guitar brighter. I'm cutting low cut at 70 hertz and high cut on 14K. On 110 hertz, I'm lowering 1 dB. On 3.2, I'm boosting 3 dB. The opposite that I'm doing on the other guitar, so I want contrast. This is a brighter one. That one was a darker one, okay? And on the high frequency 10K, I'm boosting almost 3 dB also, so I'm really kicking things up. So let me turn off the EQ so you can see the difference. Again, this is all for mixing purposes and for what I want on the final track. I'm not a mixing engineer, but I know I know around my guitar sounds, and I know what I want regarding guitars. The drums and the bass, disregard that. My mix is not that brilliant, but on my guitars, I know how to balance things, and I need those tools to do so. Amp-wise, look at the amp, man. Everything's flat. Just, jacked up a little bit of the gain, jacked up a little bit of the treble because I want a trebly guitar. And if I go to the advanced settings, I cut down the depth because I don't want that guitar to shine. I want it really behind the mix on the background. So that's it. Oh, one little detail about amplitude. Whenever you have a full capture, and what do I mean by a full capture? A capture that has the amp and the cab. Make sure you turn the IR off on amplitude, okay? Or else you will turn on like a filter effect, and it will mess up with the sound of your guitar and of the capture. So make sure that is turned off, all right? So that was using ToneX within amplitude. Is a great tool. It's a great way for you to mix and match, whatever distortion, gates, fuzz, and etc. Those amps, especially the deluxe reverbish thing here, the Laurel Canyon, it's great taking pedals. That's what makes a deluxe reverb kind of amp nice. It takes pedals really well, especially this one because it has that low end fix, so you don't have that much low end, so you can add pedals to that. Hence my lead tone, where I use another capture. Let's go through it. So we are back on the session here, and you notice there are two ToneX loaded up here, two instances. One is off and one is on. What I do usually to switch between a lead capture or a more distorted capture with a clean capture is using automation within the DAW. Any DAW does this. I'm using Logic, but automation is a thing that any DAW is able to do. So when the solo section starts, you see that this swapped. If I click here, and you see the automation insert bypass. So the first instance of ToneX is bypassed on this area here, which is the solo section, and now it's turned back on. Okay, I'm using the same channel strip and the same compression on the lead sound. Okay, as I said, this kind of amp takes pedal really well, and I really love those captures with the boost, with the vertex boost. It gives more of the amp, and it sounds awesome. Okay, so this is the crunch balanced boost cab with the vertex boost. For lead sound, I like that more mellow sound. So that's why I turned down the treble, and of course, one more time, I'm turning down the bass. 335 bass heavy. I don't want that content within the mix. Let's see the advanced parameters one more time. Turn down the presence because I wanted this mellow dark sound. Don't worry about messing with the EQ and things on ToneX. Oh, but it's not, as the amp, and you're gonna take the fidelity of the amp. No, you're not. This thing works like a shelf thing, so it tames it down. It doesn't take it off. It's not okay. We're talking about profiling and not modeling, so it's not like in turning the knob of the amp, but it helps. Have you ever, came across a situation where you have backline on a gig and you play the amp as it is and you said, oh, I don't like this tone. Give me another amp, please. No, what do? You go there and mess with the amp, and you mess with the knobs, and you ask the engineer, hey man, can you cut the lows here and blah, blah, blah on my monitoring? So you mess with things. So do this. It's not gonna mess with the capture. The capture is there, it's perfect, it's touch sensitive, it's clear as the sky on a summer day. So mess with it. Because I'm cutting the treble off, it doesn't mean that treble went away. It just means that I don't want that to be that edgy. I want it to be darker and, you know, smoother. That's it. Same with the presence. I don't want that edginess. I don't want that. So I take a little bit off. What's the big deal? So this is my lead tone. Let's go through a crunch bright cab without the vertex boost to see how it sounds. That is the thing that I said it before. Matchless has this kind of a signature thing about messing in a good way with this original circuits, especially, you know, Vox, the DC30, which is an AC30. Sorry if I get the names wrong. My memory, my short-term memory and long-term memory doesn't work anymore. They really tend to play to put like in a slightly martial voice to it, and it makes it, you know, rounder, and it makes it more. How can I put this? It makes it smoother. It doesn't have the sharp end or the very low end, and it has a little bit of more of a bite sound, both on the clean and on the crunch settings. So this sounds like more like a Marshall, I would say. Don't hate me for saying that, but it has more content on the mid-range, and the bass is more controlled. Let me, you know, go back with the bass here on 5. Let me turn off this delay so it doesn't get in the way. So you see there's a let's go to the fat cab. Too much for this guitar, even on the bridge pickup. Let's go back to the treble. Yeah, thin cab, which is not thin, is great for this guitar. Tone for days, man. There's not one capture that is bad sounding. It's just about you getting to know your guitars, the captures, and the amp a little bit. Mess around with it, you know. Turn some knobs on and off. So it's great for clean tones. It's great for lead tones. This amp does it all. Let's check the dimed cab, which it has a lot of gain on tap, but I went for the boosted capture because I think it gave me more of a warmth thing. I don't know. It's my ears, man. I use my ears a lot. I don't do it. Everything that you are seeing me doing it, I don't do it with my eyes. I just hit, click, play. No, that's not a one. Hit, play, mess with the EQ. Oh, and then I'll shape things up. So let's go for a dimed bright cab. It's a nice one too. Thin cab. I love those thin cabs on my guitar, man. Touch sensitivity, let's go. Complex chords. See that string separation, man. Volume rolled off. Bridge pickup. You have everything. It just messing with the controls. And this is, like I said in the other video, Carly's captures are so well tailored and so well meticulously done that it can fit every guitar, every situation, and you don't have to tweak it that much. I've done it here because I know what I want. I have things inside my head, and oh, I need this, I need this, I need this. Let me go for it, for this. So that's my workflow. Okay, if you just want to get good tones, you don't have to do those things. Just play the capture, hit the capture, and add some reverb, and you're done. You're done. I do this because of the of the mix situation. Let's have a listen. So I have to think about where the guitar is gonna fit on the mix. So that's why I go through all those steps. They're not that much of a step because it's taming the bass down, going up a little bit on the treble, take the bump the mids, turn up the gain a little bit. That's it. So you can be more straightforward than that. All right. So this was the playthrough, the track that you heard with this incredible boutique amp from Matchless, the Laurel Canyon. I'm hoping that I'm getting this right. Check every other boutique amps from Carly's because they are worth it. They don't have the, they are not legendary, but they are great. And if you want my 2 cents, go check out the Bartel Roseland. It's one of my favorites of those boutique amps. That's a wrap, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you again on the next playthrough and showcasing another incredible capture from Carly's. See you guys later. Have a good one.